Hey, what's up guys? Ready here. Welcome to a new video. I want to do a market overview, right? Because we just had the monthly close and also the week closed. Well, it is about to close in I would say 12 hours officially, but we'd had the monthly close. I wanted to discuss that and how I view the market and what I think what's going to happen in November because right, we had a very volatile um, October, as you guys know. So let's dive right into it, right? First, I'm gonna start here with the daily. As you guys see, you see many of these boxes. I make them for a reason to give me like more overview. Like the box above is the all-time high price action. What happened around there? Right back in July, back in August, and of course back in October, where of course we had some rejections. We have this level here between 119 and 116, where you had the consolidation and also a lot of breakdowns too. And then the most important level for me, right, between 115 and 111. I mean, that's a big range. That it's for a reason, because that range, a lot of price action happened there, right? Like on the underside of the range was rejection. The upper end of the range was support in many times, right? But also you can see it's also been resistance for the last couple days. I would say weeks even, right? You can see here a clear, double top, right? As people say. People also are saying, well, this looks like distribution. I mean, yeah, sure, I can see it, but as of now, as long as we don't break 104K, I don't want to be macro bearish, not at all, right? And I'm gonna show you guys also why on the monthly. First, I want to get the daily here. So what's looking very promising, guys, is that the daily 200-day EMA, which for me is very important, is being defended here. But right, the 111.8, guys, that's the level that I want to break above. And I want to get above both of these EMAs, right? After we get both of these EMAs, we can get, at least we have some bullishness, right? At least we are back above this 111.8, and then we can try to get back above the high end of that, of this range right here. And also we have a daily squeeze setting up if we close above the daily 10 today. This correlates also to RSI, guys, right? So if we get into that 111.8, that will also give the RSI room to get above the midline, right? Get above the midline, and hopefully when we reach the 115, we finally get back into the bullish control zone, right? And then you can talk about, hey, maybe we're gonna hit those new fresh highs. I just think a lot of shorts are gonna close at 111.8. I think that's a level where people are gonna be hesitant, right? Oh, stop loss on my short. But 115 is gonna be the level where it's all gonna be about. So that's how the RSI looks, right? Nothing special right now, not bullish. I would say I'm leaning more bearish on the daily because it's more closer to the bearish control zone. But again, I'm going to give it a chance, right? See if it can get above 50. We also have the MACD, which again, promising. It turned green. You see that? It turned green, which is good. But as long as we're above 109.7, this will stay green, and we're going to have that positive momentum. If I look here at the Stoke RSI, we have a recross here, so that's also good. Yeah, so regarding the daily, it's looking like we want to bounce, but yeah, let's see how it plays out. As long as we're above the daily 200, I'm not really worried. Now, moving up to the weekly, right now you see a lot of less lines, right? Like less things that are on the screen. And that's because I don't need that much noise on the weekly, right? The weekly is for me is very, 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 very clear, right? You have these old highs from 2024. Then you have these highs at 112. So you have a big range between 104 and 112. Very easy for me. Under 104, yes, you're gonna have some structure break, right? But as of now, what am I seeing? I'm seeing this mid level at 115, and I'm seeing three rejections in a row. I'm seeing like back in early October, mid October, end of October. Three rejections. So I want to get above 115. That's why the daily aligns that's why the daily aligns very well with this weekly level, right? So that's why the weekly and the daily they do align really well, and then they also correlate with the monthly too. But again, the moves happen first on the lower time frames, and then sometimes it falls like domino effect into the higher time frames, right? But as of now, we see a rejection. But again, like I stated on the daily, a flip of this mid-level is gonna cause bullish reversal, and a lot of shorts are gonna close their shorts. And then of course the next level is gonna be 118. But I don't want to talk about that yet because if I remove the price, you can see these EMAs converging, I would say, or they want to like do something like this. They want to cross bearishly, which is not a good sign, right? Which is not a good sign. That's why I want price to close above 115, not only because of the mid-level, but also so we can close above those EMAs, so that danger is gone. But again, we have 12 hours left of this candle. I don't know how this day is gonna close, but if we are not gonna, if we cannot close at least above 112k today, then there's a big chance, we may retest maybe 108, right, or 106-ish, or this little candle close here, because I didn't even do a line. That's why I said 108 right there. You have a lot of support there, but I don't want to go all the way down back to this wick, right? So, but as of now, looks promising, right? We have a nice bounce now, so I don't want to be overly negative. But I'm just honest with you guys, right? As long as we have under these two EMAs, I'm gonna have to be honest, right? Like this doesn't look very great on the weekly, but we didn't break structure yet, right? And that's the most important thing to say. We didn't break structure yet. So if I look here at the RSI, which is important, we are still underneath the bullish control zone. So that's another thing I'm gonna have to say on the weekly. That doesn't look great, right? Like if you're bullish, right, you want to get above that bullish control zone. But I would say right now, guys, we are in this mid round. It's like or bears are gonna take fully control here, and they're gonna grab this thing and then pull it back to their zone, or bulls, you know, can close above the mid level and grab this RSI and pull it back up to the bullish control zone, and then we can return, right? Or bullishness and making money. That's what we all want. And then we also have the MACD, which again, I don't see anything here. Like the MACD, for me, it's still bearish, right? As long as you're under 117.5, this is still building up negative momentum. So please watch out who you follow on Twitter. Okay, just be realistic. The weekly is not looking bullish until we close above 115. I'm gonna repeat that number so many times because it's so important. Okay. And also we can also chop here, right? We can also go sideways underneath this level as well, which is going to be ugly. We have also the Stoke RSI, which in the community I said this is bullish. It is because we did a full reset again. We were overbought back in May all the way to July. We had a huge reset and now we are back. So if Bitcoin wants to go, then Bitcoin is going to go beyond all-time high. Why? Because you have a lot of fuel in the tank. You have a lot of fuel in the tank to go above all-time high because you use that fuel back in March, right? All the way from 75 to 123-ish, and then it started to go down. Now you're reset and you're still at 110 plus K. So that's looking good here. So regarding altcoins, right? I don't have time on this video to go through all the altcoins, but I can go to Bitcoin dominance, right? So unfortunately, guys, Bitcoin dominance looks pretty bullish. I wish it was the opposite, but Bitcoin dominance looks really bullish, um, especially on the weekly here, right? It looks like it wants to squeeze. So squeeze means that price gets volume within the two EMAs, and then they do something like this, right? They have this like huge cross, and the price gets squeezed, and then it has this huge spike up, which happened in the past too. Um, I would say if this is gonna be bearish, then we get a rejection here at 61, right? 61.5. But I kind of expected this, guys, right? Because if Bitcoin is gonna recoup 115k, then that's also gonna cause the Bitcoin dominance to go up because Bitcoin is gonna move first, anyways, because it's stronger than um, other assets at the moment. So 61.5%, that's what I think where Bitcoin dominance is going to go. And if I'm wrong, then we're going to get rejected by this weekly 21. And then we're just going to come down back to 56, hopefully, back to the weekly 200. And this little downturn will cause alts to go really high. It will cause to go ballistic. But right now, I don't see that right now. I see bullishness on the Bitcoin dominance, and also on the daily too. If I go into the daily, on the daily, it gives me the daily 200 as a target. Hopefully we get a rejection there. Hopefully that would be that would be nice. If I look at ETH against Bitcoin, yeah, I mean weak on the weekly too. I mean this is weak. You got rejected again. Uh, that doesn't mean it looks bearish, but man, you can see why Bitcoin dominance is going up, right? Because man, the biggest asset against Bitcoin is showing weakness, which is Ethereum, and I think that this is gonna go back down to the mid zone. So basically back down. Let me close the emails. Yeah, back down to these levels here, right? All the support. So this is the midline. So back to 0.3, and hopefully we see some kind of higher low, right? And then go again. Yeah, that's how ETH looks right now. And then if I check the, yeah, I mean this was kind of cooked, right? So it's just coming down now to reset. But I wouldn't say it's very bearish. It got rejected there. It's gonna find a higher low, but it's fine by me. If Bitcoin wants to make the move first and then the rest, that's normal. That's actually healthy. We have UCT dominance. This metric I don't really take it too serious, but again, it's something that I look at. I mean, if Bitcoin is bullish, I'm not expecting people going all the way into USD dominance. That normally happens when Bitcoin is severely bearish. But if we go up, if people are going to be risk off in crypto, then I'm expecting this level to be tagged 5.3, 5.4. If it gets really bearish, then I mean this is the line. I mean this little this level from 2022 has been my number one level to buy spot, to be honest. Because every time we hit this level, this 6%, 6.2%, we always get some kind of alt run. It's crazy. It's been very accurate, as you can see, for years now. And every time we go down to 3.7, you can just de-risk, you know. So that's how UCT dominance looks. Um, I'm not gonna go through ETH. It's no need, to be honest, because again, it's all about Bitcoin for now and in ETH against Bitcoin. I mean, if I have a very close look, yeah, this looks it wants to come down. To be honest, it's in a weekly downtrend. You know, as you can see, it isn't looking very bearish, but it's gonna the same way on ETH against Bitcoin. This thing has to make a higher low somewhere. I don't like that we lost these highs from July, but yeah. If I go to Bitcoin, by the way, and I go to the monthly, as you can see, because I forgot to do, guys, the monthly still looks bullish. Like the monthly on Bitcoin, I don't see I don't see issues, honestly. We came back to the monthly 10. I see higher highs, higher lows. I don't see any problems with RSI. No, like the monthly on Bitcoin is extremely bullish, and also the monthly 10 moved up a couple ticks back to 104k, or like around 104. So this is gonna be the new floor for Bitcoin, which again now it aligns perfectly with my weekly level at 104. Right, so have the 104k as your floor level that you don't want to break. Um, Under 104, I would you know reassess your bull holdings. So guys, that's the video for now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.